Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Cynical. Welcome back to another video. Today for you guys, we have a pretty horrific story to talk about. This is quite possibly one of the worst data breaches in the game industry's history of all time. Over the past few years, we have had some pretty big leaks take place. A few years ago, we had the NVIDIA Games list leak revealing a ton of projects that had yet to be announced and revealed. Obviously, even Kingdom Hearts 4 was actually part of this. This was more so, though, an issue on NVIDIA's side of things. They didn't lock down this information well enough. Some random dude was able to just randomly access it by almost basically normal means. I think NVIDIA from then on forward have sort of learnt their lesson on that kind of thing. Recently, over the past year, we also got the Grand Theft Auto 6 leak, revealing a bunch of alpha state in development footage, and I mean a lot of footage of GTA 6. Not just that, but a separate person had also revealed the GTA 6 trailer shortly before it was meant to officially debut, forcing Rockstar to actually officially reveal the trailer before the time it was scheduled to release. The original person who ended up revealing all of that GTA 6 stuff, the in-development footage, has been arrested. The dude is in prison. He's incredibly young too, which, shame on him. He's sort of ruined his life from here on forward, so hopefully lesson learned. But yet another cyber attack has happened, this time Sony's Insomniac Games studios. Personally speaking, one of my all-time favorite video game developers. I absolutely adore Ratchet & Clank. It's one of my favorite franchises. I grew up playing the games. I love these games so much, and to see the good people at Insomniac, hard-working developers that craft some of the best video games in the competition as of right now, is a real shame to see. About a week ago, some cyber attackers ended up getting their hands on over 1.3 million different files from the depths of Insomniac, containing all kinds of confidential information. Basically, Insomniac Games' entire project schedule, their entire games pipeline from now through until 2035. Yes, just over 10 years worth of intended projects to release with their scheduled and intended release years. Not just that, information towards each actual project, slides showing us the inspiration pictures towards how they want certain things to pan out, detailed scripts towards games, incredibly confidential information towards how much money certain games from Insomniac have generated, and certain deals between Sony and Insomniac, as well as even Marvel. Things like net shares and profit cuts. An entire wagon's worth of Wolverine footage, a game that we have seen no gameplay of. We're expecting to see more of that, of course, next year, but just like GTA 6, a ton of alpha in development footage, and I mean a ton, has been leaked onto the internet. As well as that, a lot of concept art towards a lot, and I mean a lot, of unannounced game projects. By the way, too, I also have to say that if you're one of those people that are going around judging a game based on its in-development alpha state, you are a special breed of stupid. This was horrendous with GTA 6, people being like, oh my god, bro, look at the game, it looks like garbage. If this is what next gen's about, I don't want to know about it. Like, are you stupid? Like, seriously, are you dumb? What's wrong with these people, man? These are the kinds of people that buy frozen food and just eat it frozen. They don't actually know that they've got to fucking cook it first. Essentially, these cyber attackers were asking for $2 million in Bitcoin. And if Insomniac or Sony did not pay out within 7 days, they would essentially release over 1 terabyte's worth of breached data. Now, the worst part about this is while it contains all of this different information from unannounced game projects, pipelines, financial stuff, it also contains personal information of a ton of different Insomniac Games employees. We're talking full-on passport, displaying the name, displaying the address, the faces of people. This is now all public information. Insomniac and Sony did not bend the knee. They did not give these knuckle draggers any money, which I say obviously good on them, but the unfortunate result is that now all of this information has spread onto the internet. Sony is actually currently doing their best to try damage control the situation. Obviously anyone that's posting any kind of information or any of the materials that have been linked onto the internet
will be shut down and shut down quick.
I have to say though, it is definitely one thing to leak stuff towards a certain project or a certain game. That stuff sucks. It really does. It certainly sucks. We even dealt with it here in the Kingdom Hearts community a lot with Kingdom Hearts 3. A lot of in-development footage ended up being released due to a Square Enix data breach. But my guy, you have to be an absolute pickle-sucking Neanderthalian knuckle-dragger in order to release personal information of employees. Doxing is one of the worst forms of abuse that you can possibly involve yourself in. And yes, this is a form of abuse, knowing that your personal information, like your entire full name and more so your address, leaking that kind of stuff out onto the internet for thousands, if not millions of people to see, knowing that your privacy has been breached, knowing that so many people now know exactly where you live, that shit sucks, man. But to hold to this kind of information ransom and to ask for a ransom payout, it screams the fact that your mother raised you wrong. What happened? Who did you wrong? You suck. You're the worst kind of person. There is 1,000,006 other means of actually using your hacker skills, but you decide to actually target a video game development studio. That is whack. Why don't you dig up some information on, you know, the aliens or something like that? Or like private government information that like we all need to actually know about. Something like that. Something that actually matters, that would actually help the people. Rather, no, you decide to target the dudes that make Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank. The f is wrong with you? If you do spend a bit of time on the internet involved in Insomniac's works and spending time in those communities, please be careful as of right now, especially if you are looking forward to the Wolverine game. Yeah, there is so much footage to do with this, and on top of that, just all of their future projects as well. Now, obviously, I am not going to be talking about any of the information that was revealed for any of these projects. I've seen a lot of stuff myself. It does suck, and obviously out of respect for the developers, I just simply won't talk about any of the specifics. What I will mention though is, being that I am a massive Ratchet and Clank fan, it shouldn't come as any surprise that obviously Rift Apart is not the final Ratchet and Clank game, and there is in fact a new Ratchet and Clank in development. We will be waiting some time. Yes, that release date is public information now. I will not talk about that, but we will be waiting some time before you receive the next installment. I say, let Insomniac cook. Ratchet and Clank is incredible, especially with Rift Apart. I was really taken aback by that, especially compared to the 2016 remakey reboot type thing. There are details on this next one, and I will say it is what Ratchet and Clank fans have been wanting for an incredibly long time. It sounds phenomenal, beyond what we even saw within Rift Apart. Obviously, these are just detailed descriptions. There are even also scripts, by the way, of this new Ratchet and Clank game, along with a lot of their other projects as well. I'm talking full-on scripts for the voice actors and the choreography of how those scenes are meant to pan out. There are details explaining the concepts and foundations that they want in this new Ratchet and Clank game. The same also applies for a lot of their other games too, as well as even some of the source inspiration images and pictures that they're drawing inspiration from in order to infuse into the vision that they have for this Ratchet and Clank, along with the other projects they're working on. It's wild, in-depth stuff. So definitely a pretty wild story. My thoughts and my prayers go out to Insomniac as of right now. They just don't deserve this kind of treatment in the slightest. As I was saying, please do be careful while browsing some of these communities. I'm sure that Sony will do their absolute best to try damage control the situation, but there's just absolutely no way they're going to be able to clean everything. There is so much stuff, and I mean so much stuff. 1.3 million files. However, guys, that is all for today. I'm Cynical. Be sure to follow me on my other social media platforms. Links in the description down below. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the latest and greatest. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and we'll talk real soon.